Hi, this is Mrs. Broad, and we are again today going to solve word problems that involve systems of equations. So, same thing from our last lesson. We want to write our let statements first, so we will go ahead and read the problem to see what we're looking for. So, a rectangular field is 12 feet longer than its width, and its perimeter is 76 feet. Find the width. So, although the problem only asks for width, we also need to solve for its length or have that as part of the equation. So I'm going to make L equals length and W equal width. So let's read the first sentence. A rectangular field is 12 feet longer than it is wide. So if I was looking at the length, it is 12 feet longer than the width, so I would have the width plus 12. It also tells us in the problem, it has a perimeter of 76 feet. So we worked some of these problems back earlier in the year that had to do with perimeter. And we remember that perimeter is 2L plus 2W because we've got a rectangle. So we are going to add both lengths and both widths. So we know that that's our perimeter equation, but we also know that the perimeter is 76. So we are going to plug that in for the P in that problem. So now we still only have L and W to solve for. Now we need to decide if we're going to use substitution or elimination. And again, I would use substitution because L is by itself. So I am going to substitute W plus 12 in for L in the second equation. So I do have to be careful because I need to put the W plus 12 in parentheses because it will be, you will need to multiply it by 2 because that would happen on both sides of the rectangle. So we're going to go ahead and distribute. We get 76 equals 2W plus 24 plus 2W. We can combine like terms. 2W plus 2W. So we get 76 equals 4W plus 24. And then we're going to solve it like a two-step problem. We're going to subtract 24 from both sides. And we would get 52 equals 4W. We're going to divide each side by 4. And we get that our width would be 13. So, do I need to go further? Do I need to plug it back in and get my length? And in this particular problem, I do not, unless I just want to make sure that it does give me a perimeter of 76. It only asks for the width. I solved for the width. That's all I need to do. Now, remember in your sentence, you do need to put units on your width. So we would say the width is 13 feet. Is 13 feet, since that's the measurements we used in this problem. Again, if you wanted to make sure that it was reasonable and that it did give you a perimeter of 76, you could, of course, plug 13 back in and see that each length would be 25, and you'd have 25 plus 25, 13 plus 13, so you'd have 50 plus 26, which gives us our 76. But it is not necessary in this problem to solve for the length. Okay, so problem number 2. Your grandmother gives your little brother 42 coins. Some are dimes and some are nickels, but they total $3. Find how many nickels and how many dimes your little brother has. So we are going to let N equal the number of nickels. And D equal the number of dimes. All right, so the first part of the problem says, gives your little brother 42 coins. It doesn't say which one. We just know that our nickels plus our dimes equals 42 coins. Now, this is where it's a little bit different. It tells us that some are dimes and some are nickels, but they total $3. Because it gives us a value, we also have to give value to our nickels and to our dimes. What I mean by that is we know that a nickel is worth 5 cents. So I have to put, a value on those nickels. Each nickel is worth 5 cents. I also know that dimes are 10 cents each, so I have to put a value on those dimes as well because I am dealing with the cost of something. Now, you can see here that these are both in standard form, so elimination would probably be the easiest thing to do here. However, I do not want to deal with these decimals. So how can I get rid of the decimals? Well, that means I could multiply everything in this one by 100. And all that would do is just move my decimal places 2 places to the right. And it would leave me with an easier number to deal with. Now, you could do that step first if you wanted to. Like just say, okay, I'm going to put 5n, 10d, and equals 300 instead of equals $3. But now we see we need something to cancel out. Usually I would look at what my problem's asking for to see if I could eliminate whatever it's not asking for, but it does want both nickels and dimes. So I am going to multiply this top one. I'm just going to go ahead and eliminate the dimes. That means I'd multiply everything by -10. So I'd get -10n minus 10d equals -420. So now for elimination, I can see that I can eliminate my dimes and that I am going to be left with -5n equals -120. If I divide each side by -5, this is where I'm going to, we know we can't have negative cents, so this is where my negatives are going to cancel out. I am going to be left with 24 nickels. So that is one part of the problem, but I do need to know how many dimes as well. So I'm going to use this first original equation up here, n plus d equals 42, and I know that I have 24 nickels and that I have a total of 42 coins. So if I solve for this, I can see that I should have 18 dimes. So I can double check. This 24 plus 18, does that give me my 42 coins? And it does. So I would write my sentence. There are 24 nickels and 18 dimes. So again, this one's a little bit different because we are dealing with the actual value of something, which means you have to give value to those nickels and dimes. And that is my answer, 24 nickels and 18 dimes. Okay, so let's move on to number 3. The drama club is selling tickets to its play. The cost of an adult ticket is $4.50. The cost of a student ticket is $2.50. The theater can hold 250 people and they want to make $1,005. How many adult tickets must they sell? So what I'm dealing with here is tickets, adult and student tickets. So my A is going to be the number of adult tickets, and S is going to be the number of student tickets. All right, so now I need to go back through and I need to read my problem and see what I'm looking for. So the drama club is selling tickets to its play. The cost of an adult ticket is $4.50. A student ticket is $2.50. Then I have some other information about how many people can actually be there, but what I need is the other piece of information about money, and that is that they want to make $1,005. So I need to stick all of that into one equation. So what I'm going to do is give value to the adult ticket, $4.50 each, give value to the student ticket, $2.50 each, and say that they wanted to earn $1,005. So notice I put all of my money into the same problem. My second piece of information says the theater can hold 250 people. That is both adults and students. So if I add my adults and my students, I can fit 250 people into that theater. Now you can see that this easily sets up for an elimination problem, but I want to be smart about what I'm going to eliminate. It says how many adult tickets. Because it says how many adult tickets, I want to eliminate my students. So the way that I'm going to eliminate my students, you can see in the top 250 each, is I'm going to multiply this bottom piece by negative $2.50 or 2.5. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite both of these. I've got my first one, 450A plus 250S equals 1,005. Now I'm going to distribute here. I've got negative 250A minus 250S equals negative 625. Now, of course, you could have eliminated the adults first, but that was going to leave you with a lot more work. This way, I go straight to my answer and I don't have to do anything else. So I can see 450 minus 250 is 2A, and 1,005 minus 625 is 380. And I divide by 2, I go straight to my adult tickets, which is 190 adult tickets. So they must sell 190 adult tickets. So the key to these problems is being able to set up the equations correctly and understanding which choice would be better, elimination or substitution. Again, elimination is best used when both of your equations are already in standard form because you can just eliminate whatever you need. So let's look at the last problem. At Penny's Diner, 2 eggs with bacon cost $3.15. 1 egg with bacon costs $2.20. At these rates, how much would bacon alone cost? So my let statements. I'm going to let E equal the cost of eggs. And I'm going to let B equal the cost of bacon. So now let's go back and write our equation. It tells us 2 eggs with bacon is $3.15. So that is 2 eggs with just 1 bacon is going to cost us $3.15. We can also see in the second sentence, 1 egg and 1 bacon is $2.20. So an egg plus a bacon equals $2.20. So now let's see what we want to solve for. We want to solve for the bacon alone. That means if in this problem, which looks like we could do elimination, that means it would probably be a good idea to eliminate my eggs. And I can eliminate my eggs by multiplying this second equation by negative 2. And that will 2 minus 2, that will eliminate my eggs. So I am left with negative 2E minus 2B equals negative 4.4. So I'm not looking at that one right now. So now I just want to add. I'm going to eliminate my e. B minus 2b is negative b. 3.15 minus 4.4 is negative 1.25. Obviously, we can't have negatives. If we divide everything by negative 1, we can see that bacon would be $1.25. So we can say the bacon cost $1.25. All right, so there's a few more problems. Hopefully these are getting a little easier for you to work as you work more of them. You're getting more familiar with how to set up each problem.